Welcome to Samford University, everybody. I'm Brad Radisi. I serve as the Executive Director of Broadcast Media here. I'm also a Class of '99 graduate, and I'm joined by Dr. Andrew Westmoreland, President of Samford University.
Brad, good to see you.
Before we get into this Q&A session, Dr. Westmoreland, I wanted to read a piece from an email one of our students recently sent. It's from Hannah Parrish. It says, "I have never been more thankful to attend a Christian school. Your encouragement and care for us is felt and has helped me tremendously to keep my chin up and not focus my attention on worldly cares and anxieties. Your prayers are felt in this time, as I know that many of you are praying for us as a class. I am so grateful." How does that make you feel?
Well, you know how that makes me feel. I'm heartened by that. I'm heartened by so many other expressions of support and encouragement that we have received from nearby and from very far away. And as I was trying to respond to email messages yesterday, I told a couple of students via email that I was receiving from them exactly the kind of emotional support at exactly the moment that I needed it. And Brad, I have to say, I don't know if the microphone will pick it up, but the chimes are sounding now, which isn't that a nice thing to hear?
It really is.
So I'm encouraged by all of it, and all of our people are encouraged by the ways that we're sharing with one another. These are very challenging times for everybody concerned, but we're making it.
You mentioned some of the communication you've had. What has been the vibe of the campus, particularly the last few days or last week, as things have really ramped up and changed a lot?
Well, the vibe depends on the specific moment that you're talking to. The early vibe was very troubling when we had to make the decision to go ahead and close the physical campus and go with delivery of services in an altered schedule in different ways. The immediate aftermath of that, I'd say the vibe was about 50-50, positive and negative. And I tried to filter all of that and understood the tensions and the anxieties that people were feeling. As it has settled into a routine, I think that we're getting a lot of traction now. Our people are truly figuring out how to do this. And I applaud especially the members of our faculty who are being unbelievably creative in how they're approaching this. The patience of our students and families, the earnest support that is offered by our staff, the encouragement from alums and friends, the tremendous support from trustees. The vibe as of this moment is good. I can't predict what tomorrow's vibe will be.
Yes. The process for all the schools across the country, companies, we have students now online learning. We have workers teleworking now. These big entities aren't speedboats in the ocean. They are giant liners. It is hard to turn the course. Just speak to some of the difficulties, and you mentioned the perseverance of the students, the faculty, and the staff. It's a major shift in a short amount of time.
It is, although I will say that I have heard our provost, Mike Harden, say that online or that distance education began with the Gutenberg press. And so, it's been going on for quite a while. But to have this total shift so quickly for us, yes, it has been a challenge. It's been very complex. We are having every morning at 9 o'clock, we're having a conference call with our administrative team. And I've told our folks that needs to last no more than an hour. And with one exception so far, we've managed to keep it to an hour. But we are dealing with all of the key issues at the very top that need to be dealt with there. And then we are practicing massive trust in our people to figure it out and to get it done. And so I think that part of it is really a good exercise in leadership for people at Samford, regardless of their position.
You mentioned the online learning component. It's nothing new to Samford. We have hundreds of courses online for students. There's difficulties learning and working at home. I'm experiencing with 4 kids lots of distractions, as are many employees across Samford. Any words to settle folks down on that? I know it's difficult, but it's not the worst scenario, and I know it's not the best, but it is what it is.
Yeah, oh, that's the right phrase for the moment, isn't it? Yes, it is what it is. I suppose I have only modest advice for all of that because I'm trying to figure it out myself. But I do think that establishing routine as much as possible is important as we go about our work from home. And I think included in that is that we got to find an off switch. This stuff can run on all hours of the day and night, and we can do that for a few days, but not for long.
Right.
And so I think finding that time where we just put it aside and say, okay, we'll pick up with this again tomorrow. That's crucial for students and for faculty and staff. And then I mentioned in an email message to our people early on in this, it seems like it was a month ago and it's been only a few days, but I tried to talk about the significance of equilibrium at times like this. Yeah. And, there's only so far we can go in achieving our own equilibrium.
Right.
True equilibrium comes from God. And I don't know how everybody else in the world is feeling at this moment. I know that in my own personal walk, I think I've got a spiritual depth that I did not have a week ago. And so God, I think, is even using this to bring people closer to Him and to help us to achieve that sense of calm that we need to have in the midst of a crisis.
Well, I think this is going to be the beginning of a series of conversations for as long as we can do them. Great information, and I think that's the perfect answer to end on today. For more information, you've seen a website up the entire time. Please go to it for the latest coronavirus updates from Samford University. Till next time, I'm Brad Radici alongside Dr. Andrew Westmoreland.